Yeah, Rabbi Kaplan.
So he says, "V'lo nevad afilu dibur kal." Even a dibur kal is not lost. Nothing is lost. Let's say, I don't know what, you go by and you say something. But there, you go by and you see somebody and you say something. I can't think of an example right now. You make a small joke, a stupid joke. It's not, and you think, what is a man who cares? What is it? V'lo nevad afilu dibur kal, even a small word that you say is not lost. And the Gross says further, Val kol dibur hevel, on every empty, meaningless word that you say, tzarich lehishkaleya misofa olam v'ad sofa. Frightening. Lehishkaleya, the Gross says, you have to be thrown in a slingshot from one end of the world to the other. You said this and this word. You said, somebody, I don't know what, let's say his wife asked him, could you go to my killer to buy milk? So he'll say, okay, I'll go to my killer to buy milk. I don't know why I have to do this. Those words, I don't know why I have to do this. They'll take him and they'll record it, they'll show him, they'll make him hear the recording of these few words that he didn't have to say. And they'll say, you said something you didn't have to say. Okay, get into the slingshot and we'll throw you from one end of the world to the other. And we know what that means. It must be terribly, terribly painful. And then the Gra goes on to say that there are certain malachim that are called Balei Gadfin. Don't know what that means, but literally it means those that have wings. So he says they go next to the person and they don't separate from him. And they write down Kol Diba V'Diba. What's going on here? What's the Gross scaring his wife for? Not enough that you leave your wife and you want to go away for the next, he had another 20 years to live, 25 years to live. You're going to leave her alone all by herself. Only you have to scare her and frighten her like that. They understood that a life without understanding why we're living and what we're doing is not worth living. And if to talk extra words, there can be such suffering could come. Simon says, so the Grois, he felt that he's doing a tremendous favor to his family, that he's telling them about how to be careful from words, how to be careful from talking. And this is this is the tzavah that he left to them, and we all have to know this. I feel it by me. I'm terribly nichshel in talking extra things and saying things you don't have to say. And this is the tzavah that the Gra left for us when he was leaving Eretz Yisrael. He's telling his wife, you're not zocha, even if you're not zocha to come with me to Eretz Yisrael, but you'll be careful with the dibur. You should know you have a big chelik, a big place, a big, very high place in Olam Haba. You don't have to worry so much. And then there's the famous line that the Gra says, that every rega, every second that a person closes his mouth, he's zochet to the Ora Agonus, that to such a light that no malach and no ber can imagine it. I mean, you're zochet to such light, to such a let's say in simple language, such a good feeling, such a tremendous feeling that no malach and no creature could even understand such a thing. And the emes is, anybody who tries it, you don't have to be a big tzaddik to feel this, to experience this, what the Gra is saying here. Just say you're sitting with a group of people and you're talking about a really juicy topic, and juicy topic would be like the problems in yeshivas, the way they learn, how they learn, what they should do, how you can improve. And it's cooking, and they're talking, and they're talking, and they're talking. And you sit there and you keep quiet. You have what to say and you keep quiet. You can experience this feeling that the Gra is saying here. Don't think that the Gra is talking to big tzaddikim. Don't think the Gra is talking to people that they're Roshu Bashamayim. The Gra is talking to everybody. Zoche bishvilo l'ora agonu shein malach u'ber yecholim l'shayim. That they can't imagine. And look at another interesting line what the Gra writes to his wife. He says that all this that I'm telling you, and then he writes a lot about chinuch, and all this especially. Im nizke lovul Eretz Yisrael, he says, if we'll be zoch, and he says nizke b'lashon rabim, plural. I don't know if he means to include his wife also, or he means he's writing on himself. We'll be zoch to come to Eretz Yisrael. We have to be very careful with all these things that I just said about dibur and about chinuch hayalodim. So he says, why? If we come to Eretz Yisrael, Kisham tzarich leilech mi'od b'darchei Hashem. In Eretz Yisrael, you have to be very much going to Derech Hashem. We have to prepare ourselves now. Now in Vilna, you have to, he's saying to his wife, you in Vilna should prepare. It must be that he prepared himself. But you in Vilna, that you're still there, you should prepare yourself with all this. Because if you'll be Zocheh to come to Eretz Yisrael, over there you have to go very much in the Derech Hashem. And I once had a Yid that I used to walk home from shul with him. His name was Label Weissfish. So he used to say, he said it many times, the Gra is saying, if we'll be Zocheh to go to Eretz Yisrael, we have to be even more careful. Tzarich leilech mi'od b'darchei Hashem. So the Gra is saying, he used to say, I can't be the same Gra I was in Vilna. No, that's not good enough. The Gra that I was in Vilna, that I sat and learned 22 hours a day, and he only slept 4 half an hour, and he only ate like 2 kezesim of bread a day and a little bit of water. Nah, that's not good enough if we go to Eretz Yisrael. You have to go Ma'od B'darchei Hashem. The Gra of Vilna is not good enough for Eretz Yisrael. Manani anana basrei. What can we say afterwards? Who are we? We're little small, little ants we are. And maybe even less than ants. And we're going around in Eretz Yisrael feeling free spirits. Talk what we want, say what we want, do what we want, read every rag that comes our way, every piece of news that reaches us, we say it over and we discuss it, and we're in Eretz Yisrael. What are we going to do? What hope is there for us? It's mamish ayush. It feels like giving up. We don't belong here. Maybe we should go back to Chutz La'aretz. What are we doing here for? But every little thing that we do, just let's try to be mechazik ourselves. Every day, let's remember we're walking on the land of Eretz Yisrael. Somebody, Yeshua Meir, once told me, our producer, B'Shem Rav Yitzchak Ginsburg, that he said, how could they give back these territories? In every grain of earth, there's neshamas. Didn't you say that once?
I think so.
That so. He said there's neshamas all over. I mean, another thing, the Python, the Mekanin, in the Kinas, in the last Kinas that start with Tzion, in one of them, so he says, Avir Chaye neshamas Avir Artzech. The air of your land is neshamas. It's neshama, dika air. It's a different kind of air. Let's remember that every day. Let's just chazer that over to ourselves every day. We're not in Los Angeles. We're not in Baltimore. We're not even in New York, with the holy neighborhoods of Williamsburg and Borough Park. We're not even there. We're in Eretz Yisrael. We're walking on the Eretz HaKodesh. Let's chazer that over to ourselves. And in the end, I wanted to say something that I was thinking. As we know, nothing goes to waste and nothing is for nothing. What happened? In the end, the Gra was not successful in getting to Eretz Yisrael. He didn't reach Eretz Yisrael, and nobody knows why. There were different svaras were said. Look it up in the Sefer Aliyos Eliyahu, and then I'm not going into it. But the real reason nobody knows. But he didn't get here. But a Mesiras Nefesh that comes to Eretz Yisrael he had. What happened with that Mesiras Nefesh? We have a cloud that nothing goes to waste. There's a Lashon in the Zohar that's brought in the Ishbitzer's farm, especially in the Sod Yesharim. I remember in the Inyane Rosh Hashanah that he says, Leis Ru'usa Tova Disavid. Even a good Russian doesn't go to waste. Nothing is for nothing. What did it accomplish? Of course, the Gra got schar in Olam Haba for his Mesiras Nefesh to try to come to Eretz Yisrael, but what was it? Anything in Olam Hazeh? I was thinking, b'derech efshar maybe there could be that the Chazon Ish had in him a nitzitz of the Gra. I don't want to use the word Gilgal of the Gra because I don't want to seem like I'm a big mekubal that can talk about Gilgulim, and also I don't think the Gra had to come back in this world for a Gilgal. Good, the Hasidim might say different, but it's hard for me to believe that the Gra had to come back in a Gilgal. But a nitzutz, a spark of the neshama of the Gra, I could very much see that the Chazon Ish had a spark of the Gra in him, because you see his derech halimud seems to be matim with the Gra, and you see the way he. You see his tremendous hasmoda was like that type of hasmoda of the Gra. I mean that's what I think you could say, and it could be. You see that interesting that there were many Gedolei Yisrael at the time, and the only one that was open to come to Eretz Yisrael was the Chazon Ish and the Brisker Rov. The Reb Chaim Oja didn't come here, and the Chavetz Chaim never got here, and the Chavetz Chaim wanted to come here, and he never made it. Whatever reason it was, doesn't matter, but the Chavetz Chaim never got here. And all the other Gedolei Yisrael that stayed behind, Baruch Ber, Shimon Skop, nobody came to Eretz Yisrael, and the Chazon Ish. Of course, in his time, he was unknown. He made it to Eretz Yisrael, and the end was that he had a tremendous influence on the Yishuv, what they call Haredi, or better use the Yishuv of Medaktikim b'mitzvahs, Shomrei Torah mitzvahs in Eretz Yisrael. Chazon Ish had a tremendous influence, especially in the union of Shemitah, that there were some that, if it wouldn't have been for the Chazon Ish, it could very well be that the whole musag of keeping Shemitah would have been forgotten. It could be. And 2 years ago, I read a piece from Aletz, Afra Lepumi, that he was melagleg on the whole union of keeping Shemitah. Somebody that he calls himself Frum was mamish melagleg. I wrote him a letter, email. I asked my children to send him an email, and he never answered me. And he's called a big professor, head of a law school, made late sonis from the union of keeping Shemitah. Who knows?
You mean
Chazon Ish was here. Who knows what would have been with the Shmiras HaShemitah? And Bechlal, he had such a clarity in mitzvahs atfluyas ba'aretz. Exactly, every halacha of kilayim, what you can play and what next to other, what you can't play.
Rabbi Kaplan, we're taking a break. Thank you.